Abbey Dental, sponsors of Women Today, for all aspects of today's dental care. Highly recommended throughout the Isle of Man.
It is 21 minutes to 3 and this is Women Today on Manx Radio with Beth and Christy. And we are finding out now about Wiltshire Farm Foods. We're joined by the Operations Director. That's a very grand title.
Isn't it just? I came up with it myself.
That.
Yeah.
I love
it.
Just to... Give us a little bit of a background then about Wiltshire Farm Foods.
Sure. So the idea really came out of the fact that I've got some relatives in the UK that were using the service, and it was really proving to be an absolute lifeline for them. They're sort of in their mid to late 80s, and they've been using the service for a number of years, and really it has enabled them to stay in their own home, whereas previously they would have had to have probably gone, if not had some more assisted care, actually move into a facility. And it's been very clear to see what the benefit has been to them, and we thought actually this would be something that would be great for the island. Obviously there's a few logistical challenges that bit of water brings, so it's taken some time to build that out and to make sure that we can continue the supply, knowing that the boat may not sail every day, and recognising the type of people, the type of customers that we supply to. All that work's done now, and it's proving really, really popular.
We'll talk about the products themselves in just a moment, but that idea of community that we've just been hearing about, and the fact that this sort of service gives particularly older people, those people who may want to stay in their homes for as long as possible, that interaction, that face to face is so important. How does that work then? Yeah,
I mean, we again is a big part of the culture that comes from the company in the UK, and also our team as well, because we've moved a lot of people over, or some people over from the Harbour Lights operation. So, a lot of the time they've had interaction with these customers beforehand. But part of it is really recognising that this is not a normal delivery service. This is, above and beyond that. And then we go in and we see vulnerable people often that spend a lot of time on their own. We don't target our drivers. We were really lucky to be able to move 2 drivers over from the old Meals on Wheels service. So, they've got familiarity with a lot of the customers that are using the service, and they really are there to support them in their independent living, and that can take lots of different forms. It might be that we send a text message to children just to say that we've been in and seen mum and she's to help. It might be changing a light bulb, and sitting down and having a chat a lot of the time. So it's we really recognise the type of customers that we're going in to see.
So who else is in your team? How many are there?
So there's 5 in the team at the moment. Again, and in one way or another, they've either been involved in Meals on Wheels or delivery on the island. So we've got Claire, who's our customer services manager. So when you ring up, she's based just behind B&Q up there in our warehouse. So she deals with all of the customer phone calls, any issues we might have. We have 2 delivery drivers, Dave and John, and we also have our picker. So person responsible for putting all the orders together correctly, Peter, and he's based up there as well.
I love that, Peter Picker.
So
you got operations director and he got picker.
That's
really?
Right. That's right. They don't let me do any of that because I will get it wrong. That's not my area of expertise.
Tell us about the products then. What sort of things are available?
Yeah, so there's 300 different items, so it's quite a varied menu, and there's sort of everything you would expect from a variety of different eating types, and then on the top of that we have the more specialised. So there's the free-froms that we call them. So it's again becoming more and more important now. So gluten, dairy, salt, and we have a wide menu that can cater to all of those different needs. But also, we're very, very proud of the what we call the shaped and puree ranges. So these are for people that have, again, very, very specific requirements. It can be on the back of a medical condition. It can be on the back of actually spending time in hospital and needing help to be able to gain an appetite again. And those are different levels of either puree or extra cooking that enables them to have a full menu as much as possible.
Where can people see this menu? Is it a catalogue? Is it online?
It is. So you can speak to Claire and she will gladly send out a catalogue with everything in there. Or for the more tech savvy, and we're finding, regardless of age, everybody's on the internet now. You can go on to wiltshirefarmfoods.com as well.
And how regularly do people need to make an order in order to keep it going?
So that's the great thing about us, is that there's absolutely no subscription, there's no contracts. If you want to ring us up and get one meal delivered, we will gladly deliver you one meal out there so you can try the service. So again, we'll deliver to you 3 times a week if you need to. It's a very, very flexible thing, and we find that's one of the major benefits of the service, is that the customers that we're finding now, they aren't reliant on this service. This isn't something where we're providing every single meal that they're cooking, because in most part they are very independent. They still cook for themselves. This is really about either I'm not feeling 100% today, or actually I've been out socialising with my friends all day and I don't want to come back and cook something for myself, but I need it to be nutritious, and really tasty. So that's, they're using it to accent what they're doing as part of their normal lives.
And I love the fact that you sort of talk about getting in touch with people's families just to let them know that they're okay, because that is a huge, huge relief just sometimes to know, okay, that's one thing that I don't need to worry about today.
Well, everybody we know lives really, really busy lives now. And we have a number of customers that actually set up the account in their name, and then basically their parents or their grandparents can ring up, place an order whenever they want. The money's taken care of. And they know the food's going to get delivered. And then again, we can contact them to say, Mum's phoned up, she's placed an order, and it'll be with her on Wednesday. So it's that peace of mind aspect as well.
I'm assuming as well, because obviously you're talking about, as you mentioned, some people who may have different health conditions and things, and so they have to be very careful with what they eat. Is there any sort of contact or involvement with the health service itself with regards to that?
Yeah, so we're doing a number of outreach sessions at the moment. So we go into hospice and speak to people with specific conditions that we think these products would actually help them. And again, we're looking to engage with different charities, but a lot of the time it's the contact that we've had is from some kind of assisted living facilities, and we'll happily go out, and if there's a group of 5 or 6 people, take a load of the products. We do lovely cakes as well, so they tend to be very popular, but we'll come and we'll demonstrate all of the products, cook them up, and then that's a really good way to kind of understand what the offering is.
And I love that you say that the delivery drivers will unload to the freezer as well, so it's not just handed over at the door.
No, absolutely. It's entirely up to the individual. So, if you want it at the doorstep, you can. But a lot of people, they like Dave and John to come in and actually unload into the freezer for them as well. They're pretty popular guys. So
it's the impact as well. Isn't it? Actually, on that note, I suppose then you have to be absolutely sure you've got the right guys in there, because they'll need to be very sociable, very friendly, that people feel safe with them. So that must be important to you too.
It is, and we were really lucky to move these guys over, and a lot of it from the grand operations director point of view is about getting out of these guys' way, because actually they really understand the business, and they really understand the needs of the people that use the service. So I just shut up and listen to them a lot of the time.
And with regards to delivery, whereabouts on the island can you go?
So absolutely everywhere. We deliver all over the island. So we've got a number of vehicles, number of routes, so we can deliver to you most days. Otherwise, it'll be a day or two after that. But again, the great thing is you will have the same delivery driver every week. They will come to you at the same time every week, so you'll know who to expect at the door, which is, again, for a lot of people, very important.
And how far in advance do you need to place an order?
Usually the day before we can get something out to you. In special cases, we can do it the same day. So again, the team up there we're so lucky to have them. We really are, and they make it work. They make it happen.
And how do people sort out payment? Because again, that's something that people do worry about sometimes.
Sure, so we're really flexible. We can take cards over the phone, as you'd expect. But also, if you're more comfortable with cash or check to the driver, we're happy to do that as well. So that's no problem.
Do you know, the thing I love about this is it's not just the impact on that individual, it's the whole family. And we quite often talk to people about having to be carers and the time that takes out from their lives. And quite often there's young carers as well who are sort of looking after parents. And this would have a huge impact on them as well, doesn't it?
It does. And, a lot of people fall into this grey area where it's not always really clear about when somebody needs a lot of help. A lot of times people don't need a lot of help, they just need a little bit of help. And that's really what this is, and it's peace of mind, peace of mind for the family, peace of mind for the customer.
Well, we will, of course, put the details on the Women's Day blog of how people can find Wiltshire Farm Foods. But do you want to just give those to people now as well?
I will do. So, as I say, you can speak to Claire. She'd be very happy to speak to you on 626 393 or wiltshirefarmfoods.com.
Wonderful.